everyone! I'm gonna tell a story about two brothers, Cain and Abel. And I'm gonna narrate the story at the end. Cain and Abel. Adam and Eve had two sons. The first was named Cain, and the second one was named Abel. Cain was a sturdy, active boy who had a strong will to find a way to get what he wanted. Abel was a quiet, gentle boy who smiled a lot and asked for a little later. Cain became a farmer and Abel became a shepherd. Cain was proud of his field and the crops that grew there. On the other hand, Abel treated his sheep as if they were children. The day came when Cain and Abel were to make an offering, a sacrifice to the Lord. Cain gathered together a number of things he had raised: olives, wheat, and grapes. He was sure God would praise these riches he had produced with hard work and great care. Abel brought only a tiny lamb that had been the first lamb born in his flock. The Lord praised Abel and his offering, but Cain's offering would not burn properly. God did not seem to be pleased with them, while Abel had the reason perhaps was that Cain had much pride in his heart, while Abel had humility and love. Cain was hurt and angry. He was bitterly jealous of his brother. That night, he tossed and turned on his bed, grinding his teeth in anger. By the morning, fueled by the hatred he felt for his brother, Cain decided upon the murder of Abel. Cain picked up a hard and heavy club and carried it over his shoulder. He then summoned his brother to follow him to the field to see his tall stalks of wheat. As Abel stood closely looking at the wheat field, Cain clobbered Abel, hitting him on the head. Abel slumped to the ground, his skull shattered. Quickly, Cain dug a pit and hid his brother's body. Then Cain noticed that the sky became gloomy and a strong wind started to sweep the ground. The sky turned as black as night. Then he heard the voice of the Lord. "What have you done? Your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. From now on, nothing shall again grow on earth for you. For the rest of your life, you will be wander across the land looking for food. A vagabond you will be. God, for all of Cain's fault, still showed compassion by putting a strange mark on his forehead, so no one would harm him. The mark meant he had been touched by a great power. The wind died away and the sky lighted. Without looking back, Cain began to trudge towards the east to begin his life as a wanderer. The moral of the lesson of this story is love the Lord your God as he could see what you say and what you do. The end. And now I'm gonna narrate the story. Here you go. Adam and Eve has two sons. The first one was named Cain, and the second one is called Abel. Cain turned into a farmer. On the other hand, Abel was a shepherd. They were made to make an offering to God. Cain gathered a number of fruits, while Abel, on the other hand, only got a little lamb, was the firstborn in his flock. He burned the lamb, while Cain burned his fruits and vegetables. God did not love the fruits, and he didn't please Cain's. God was pleased with the offering of Abel, because then Cain was so angry he grind his teeth when he's on bed. The next morning, he went to his field to find a club. Then he gets his brother to go to the field with him to look at the fruits and the wheat he had. While Abel was looking at the fruits and wheat, Cain threw a rock on his head, and his skull scattered and his blood dripped. Cain dug a pit to hide his brother's body. God said, "Why did you kill your brother? From now on, you will be a wanderer and no food for you." God gave Abel a strange mark on his head. That means he's been blessed by a great power. The end.